What's up, YouTube? What's up, family? What's up, newcomers? What's up, everybody? Y'all see the title? Retail jobs made absolutely no sense. Comment down where y'all used to work or where y'all currently work.
Welcome to Working Retail, the place where you tell people you don't have it in the back, yet they still insist you go check it anyways.
Well,
However,
can you
in this
check?
stupidity, you will meet some fire
No.
coworkers, deal with hella angry customers yelling at you, and most importantly, start making money, just to end up spending it on more shit you don't need. One major factor to actually getting this paycheck though, is developing the ability to tolerate mass amounts of nonsense. That way you actually keep your job so you can get paid. Then some time goes by, and you're not working retail anymore, when you only now realize how much nonsense you actually tolerated just to get paid peanuts. Like, I
Yeah.
remember getting my first retail job. Like, I'm talking middle of high school, 10th grade, $0 to my name, so I decided to apply to every damn store I possibly could. Back then, I didn't know how niggas were getting jobs, so my ass got creative and posted a video of myself on some recruitment page on my local mall's website. Surprisingly, it worked, and I
The mall. Listen, I never worked at the mall, but the mall it can be good and bad in that setup because obviously you know the baddies. However, you're just stranded there for hours, just seeing everybody buying all the stuff, and you can't do nothing about it. Let's just say, okay, you work in the champion section of the mall, and then right across from that is like a high-end fashion design thing. You just seeing everybody smiling. You're walking out with hella bags. Can't do nothing about it. And then it's like the day is slow. Y'all know the days. Get a job. Yep, get a job. Yeah, y'all know the slow days. Those the days like when the time actually goes so slow. Then you only got like two customers out of those 2 hours. Then you forced to stand.
actually managed to land my first interview. Job interviews in general are always fucking terrible, but retail job interviews were somehow always worse. First, you gotta pull up to the store looking like a complete and utter dumbass because you don't know where the hell you're going. Then you have to tell the cashier that you're here for your interview, in which she has no idea what you're talking about, so she proceeds to tell her coworker, who also has no idea what you're talking about, so finally they go get the manager. Once the manager arrives, the interview always started one of two ways. One, she takes you to the back and sits you down where she proceeds to interrogate the living shit out of you. Two, she takes you to some damn corner on the floor instead. Now you're not
It
only
don't
being
matter
asked
to
the
me.
most confusing questions in your life, but you're also being watched by everyone in that damn store, including
Yeah, but you gotta realize just block out the noise. You won't even get embarrassed because it don't matter. They're gonna talk to you mildly loud. It's not even that. And then the commercial noise. Y'all know that noise where everybody just talking all at once, so they would barely even hear you unless the customer is right there. You know they always say, "Well, what brings you here? What can you do to improve the work life of this company?" What do you say? I know what you want to say. I'm broke. I don't know what to do. Because really, just tell the truth. That's what I hey.
the customers. He then proceeds to ask you the typical trick questions like, tell me about yourself, aka what experience do you have doing this job, or how
None.
are you with multitasking,
Okay.
aka are you fine with working 8 different job descriptions at once? In which at this age you're going to answer incorrectly every single damn time. I remember once I responded by saying, my name's David.
Yeah, don't say I used to say too. Yeah. But then you know what they always say? Okay, well, how would you have I remember in the Chick-fil-A. I remember I never got the job though. I was in an interview with Chick-fil-A. They said, okay, well, how would you handle disrespect? I said I wouldn't allow it. And then she just scribbled on the paper. I don't know what that means, but I'm just being honest. I would not allow it. Well, would you allow it? Don't matter. Work, off work, you don't allow nobody to disrespect you. Off that. And then I guess
I like
another
playing
matter.
sports.
That's it.
I enjoy helping people. I play games, in which she stared at me with the straightest face possible. You would have thought I was about to turn to stone. If you get unlucky, some jobs will bring you to the personality phase, which genuinely makes you question what the hell you're even applying for. I remember one time I was mid-interview for a clothing store, and the nigga goes,
"Would it be a home appliance? Which one would you be?"
"What the fuck?" I looked at him like, bro, I'm trying to be a sales associate where I fold shirts and pants. This isn't fucking Home Depot. What job role did I apply for? Where am I? After realizing I didn't know how to answer this question, he excitingly goes,
"I'll go first. I'd be a fridge, because what you put in is what you get out."
"Nigga, if you don't get the
Okay. You know he just made that up.
Eventually, the questions stop and your interview comes to an end, where the manager would tell me I'm hired and she's excited to see me on Thursday. I remember hearing I got the job.
You know, that never actually happened to me. They just said, "Oh yeah, well, you know, we'll let you know." That means no. Just being honest. What brings you here? I don't know. I'm broke and I just want to work here. Oh, tell me about your jobs. How many jobs have you had? I don't know. More than one. Why'd you quit the last one? I don't know. Didn't want to. Just all the random stuff. Then they always say, are you willing to are you willing to travel and all that? Just
job, and I was so excited.
get to
My
the
mind was
point,
already racing, thinking about all the shit I'm about to buy with that first paycheck. Little did I know, I was about to be traumatized for the rest of my life. If you work in a retail job where there's a lot of people, you'll probably have a decent training process where you actually learn how to do things properly. But if you work in a smaller store in the mall,
I actually didn't complete college. For the past 16 years, I've been in sales. I've been stuck in survival mode.
16.
fuck no. The store I got hired at primarily sold shoes and at a point had clothes as well. And looking back at it, training may have genuinely been hell on earth. You go from shadowing your assistant manager on how to make shoe displays to being a janitor cleaning the toilets in the damn washroom. The worst part about training is that it's ongoing when the store is busy as shit. Like, I remember she would be in the middle of explaining.
Hold on.
The part about training is that it's on.
Shawty, don't do that. Don't do that. We both getting fired.
Ongoing when the store is busy as shit. Like, I remember she would be in the middle of explaining how to do something, in which a customer would come ask her how to find the fucking second derivative of the shoe. All of a sudden, you hear,
"Excuse me,"
from behind you, where you turn around and realize a customer is now coming to ask you a question.
"Would you know if these shoes are good for your heels?"
Now you have to look at her as if you're a fucking deer in the headlights, because you don't even know what she just asked you. Yeah, I think, yeah, no, they're good. Matter of fact, they're great. In which she says,
"Oh, really? Because you don't really seem too sure."
After awkwardly staring at each other for what felt like 10 minutes, your coworker comes to save you and proceeds to assist the lady. Finally,
Them the ones that love the job to death. See? Because that's what just keeps the job nature structured. You got the people that's only there temporary, right? Supposedly. You got the ones that love their job to death. For sure, I'm talking about running. As soon as the break ends, they just start running, going back to work, see? And that's how they trick you. And then you just end up...
Your assistant manager comes back, where you proceed to follow the same drown under the water training scheme, aka free ball, until things start making sense. They never started making sense. Retail schedules have always been the most confusing thing known to man, considering the fact that you either get too many shifts all over the place or got absolutely no shifts at all. It ain't like a regular job that has a consistent set schedule. You know, pull up at 8, leave at 4, Monday through Friday. You actually get a say in your schedule by providing your availability, is what I thought. For some reason, every time I had to give my availability to my manager, at least 4 of those days would have to be available per week, and half of those needed to be closing shifts. They would always tell niggas that your availability didn't necessarily mean you were guaranteed to get scheduled on every single shift. What they didn't tell you is this would only actually occur as long as they had closers in the first place. Now you have your schedule in which Monday to Wednesday you're written until 9:30 p.m., aka...
Yeah. They call this the death hours because it is. You won't even see no sunlight because you won't. 1:30 to 9:30. You won't see no sunlight. It's over.
till the store's clean because you would never actually leave on time. And if you're lucky, you might get a morning shift on Saturday. And don't even get me started on schedules during holiday season in retail jobs. That shit would literally take years off of niggas' lives. My job liked to con the term blackout season, which literally meant you just couldn't take any time off during that said time frame. Excuse me? Like, you mean to tell me my retail job is that serious? I absolutely have to come in? Like, it would be the beginning of the winter, and so because Boxing Day is right around the corner, instead of spending Christmas season with your family, you're now in aisle 4 stacking boxes of shoes on top of each other while listening to the worst Christmas remixes of all time. What kind of system is that? Because God forbid they just coordinate properly with the team and actually schedule people who would like to work. Granted, we were a smaller store, so it may have been a little bit harder to find people, but I'm sure some niggas would have still wanted a time and a half if they would just ask. Around this season was always peak time for the Hall of Fame opening shifts, which were literally 2 shifts back to back, causing you to close the store, get home, go to bed, and wake up and go straight back to the store again. I don't even know why this existed, considering the fact that they can literally just schedule someone else, but I mean, shit, what do I know? Dealing with customers in any job is always fucking terrible. However, retail customers may cause you to cry yourself to sleep. I couldn't tell you the amount of customers that would come in and ask the most dumbass questions you genuinely question how they even made.
Facts. Now we're at that Target, and you'll just see, this is a human being, and they supposedly have a brain. But that just teaches you patience too. I remember scanning the batteries. It is no, what they always say is, oh wait, is this one sell? Right? Oh no, it's always like a happy Karen with her husband or something. Or with the little kids. Right? Wait, is this one sell? Scan it. Oh no, it's not on sale. Well, in the aisle it said it. Could you change it? No. Well, could you call the manager? No. I'm like,
Made it this far in life to begin with.
come on.
Excuse me, do you guys sell shoes here by any chance? Excuse me, where can I find the light 'em ups? Excuse me, can you check if you have this in a size 9?
Sure. Unfortunately, the system says we're out of stock.
Well,
Can
could
you check
check?
the-
No, I cannot check the bag. It's almost like as soon as customers stepped into a retail store, their brain straight.
Oh, I was about to say, wait. She bad.
No, I cannot check the bag. It's almost like as soon as customers
Said she bad. Side profile, she bad, but walking
Someone
up,
stepped into a-
she looked like Sid. Sid the Sloth. Yeah. Because I was like, wait, hold on, wait. Let me just rewind it real quick. But nah, she said the Sloth. Yeah, the female version. Yep.
into a retail store, their
I'll
brain
take that
straight
back.
turned to mush and didn't even know how to function anymore. Then you had kids. And for the record, kids are great and one of the most beautiful things on this planet Earth. But in retail stores, fuck no. Like somehow every time a kid was in the store, not only are they yelling their ass off, screaming, crying, but their parents are somehow nowhere to be found, and the kids proceeding to kick every single possible box of shoes on the ground. Even in the cases where the parent was around, they would have a kid on a big ass stroller that for whatever reason could barely fit through the aisle, and somehow absolutely bulldoze every single shoe in that area, and then leave it on the floor, making you have to clean it up.
I'm not cleaning it up. I'm not. Promise you, I'm not.
Because I was a sales associate, or I guess you could say product specialist, I would have to have knowledge on our shoes so that when customers asked me the question, I didn't look like a complete idiot. However, there were always those customers that asked the most niche questions of all time.
Do you know if these are good for plantar fasciitis?
I don't know, I'm not a doctor.
Do you know if my gym floor in my local neighborhood would allow these shoes?
I don't know, I don't work at your gym.
Do you know if you could file my taxes?
What?
Do you know if these shoes are less than 37% polyester, 45% rubber, 2% plastic, 3%?
If they ask me those, I just wouldn't say nothing. I just wouldn't say nothing. Or I'd just say no. But remember, No matter how bad of a day you have, never take it out on no innocent person. That's stupid. Always remember, no matter how mad you are that day, you woke up, oh no, you just found out your girl cheated on you. I don't know. The dog doodled in the cage. You missed the alarm. Your brain scrambled. You ate a half piece of cheese toast. It's coffee. You making the coffee in the middle of that. You forgot to put on deodorant. You got one leg on, one leg off out the pants. You got one shoe on, one shoe off. Ding, your coffee is done. You're trying to drink it, and when you're drinking it, your phone rang, doom. Magic call, where are you? Where are you? I overslept. I'm on the way. Say your day messed up. Even though that, never take it out on no innocent person. Because they didn't do nothing to you. Never do that. Don't do that.
Percent dog, machine washable. Can they be recyclable? Are they good for the environment?
Your retail store manager not only determines your sanity during your working hours, but also determines how long you would be staying at that fucking job. You would think that because they were hiring high schoolers, they would be a little more understanding. However, if you're like me, you've dealt with some of the most corrupt managers of all time. Niggas would show up one singular minute late, and then the next thing you know, they're giving you a write-up. Or it'll be...
Yeah. Plenty of times. Oh yes. Well, you know that's just unacceptable. You know they be using big words. You know that's just unacceptable for the company because like if you do that and then like the company's losing money every time you do that. I really don't care though. Boom. Remember I was late. I don't know. I thought that I was supposed to come in at 11 a.m., but it was 10 a.m. So I'm like, wait, it didn't. Just check the calendar. I just checked the time. I'm like, oh, I'm an hour late. Came in. Why were you late? You got a lie. I'm not going to personally tell you why. But I just lied. Doing, gave the speech. Okay, we'll let you off at a warning. Next time, you'll have to get a write-up. I'm sorry.
Be the end of your midday shift, where you're finally packing up and you're about to go home. When you're about to leave the store, the manager looks at you square in the face and goes,
Where are you going?
They said that, and I said no.
You can't leave until your section's clean.
I said
what
no.
the fuck? You'll be chilling at your boy's crib when all of a sudden you get a notification on your phone talking about your schedule has been updated. After unlocking your phone and opening the app, you realize you're now supposed to be opening tomorrow morning instead of starting at 5 p.m. Because your plans never mattered. And I dare you to ever try and tell your manager that you can't make it to your shift. The way she finna look at you before she utters the classic, then you'll need to get someone to cover your shift. Fuck. Like, this is the core reason why niggas would literally always call in sick. What do you mean I need to find someone to cover my shift? Lady, that is literally your job, not mine. Then there was the performance improvement plan, also known as a PIP form, which was...
Yeah, I remember that. Telling you, target this, man. Target this. Because, really, all jobs is mental. It's nothing physical. It's nothing physical. Everything is mental. I remember all this. I remember when she said, okay, everybody has to have a 90%. If not, they just be blabbering. Who cares? I mean, you've been working there for about the same age as I was born. So, I really don't care. I guess you care. You take it serious, but I don't know. But they did that. And then it's like, okay, you forced to say, because it's just like school, remember? You're taking a test and teacher standing right behind you. Oh, yes, class, remember, make sure you double checking your work, guys. Make sure you double checking. Same thing, they'll be standing right over you. Doing, it's cashier, standing right over me. Doing. Making sure that we tell every customer, make sure that you sign. Would you like to sign up for the Target program? It's like, okay. I never did it when they was not around. To be honest, that's annoying. That's repetitive. That's stupid. Nobody's not gonna do it. Nobody don't even do it. Nobody's not doing it. I'm telling you. They don't.
Which
So
was
it's just a
basically their way
waste.
of saying you suck and you need
Oh,
to do better. However, they can
every
simply
time.
place you on these whenever they feel fit, despite it serving no truth whatsoever. As soon as managers would run into someone that they just didn't like, this could not have any relation to the job. They just don't like them as a person. They would waste no time trying to get niggas on that damn PIP paper. All in all, retail jobs probably go down as one of the worst kind of jobs to work of all time. You have to deal with the most ridiculous interviews, training will give you a genuine headache, customers and managers never make any sense, blah blah blah. All of this just to get a measly paycheck.
Oh,
Customers and managers never make
yeah, I remember this. Yep, they just pulled me to the side. They was like, okay, well, like the customer said that, you didn't care and all that. I just said, hey, I don't know. And then she just stormed off. Like, lady, nobody not worrying about you. Come on, don't fear nobody, man or woman. I'ma still say I don't know. Listen, if you're gonna storm off, storm off. That's you. Go. But yeah, they just pulled me to the side and it's like, okay, well, like the customer called a complaint on you, because this you said that you didn't know and you wasn't trying to help. How could I help if I generally don't know?
make any sense,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. All of this just to get a
Yeah.
measly paycheck of a few $100 every 2 weeks.
Yep.
Luckily for me,
Yeah,
back
let's
then
go
when I worked
weekly.
there, it was full of high schoolers and young
Let's work.
adults that are still in post-secondary. However, in today's economy, I'm starting to see a lot more grown-ass people consistently working in retail. I mean, you tell me, do you think retail jobs are as bad as they are due to no one actually wanting to work there to begin with? Or is it just the people being unnecessarily annoying and feeling the need to control others as they please?
Yes, just a second. Always remember, it's the environment. It's not the work itself. It's the people plus the environment that makes it great or not. Very good video.